Hello and welcome to the most hated show in the black corner of YouTube. I am your host, the Whiteologist, Mr. Blows Your Minds, and this is Black Minds News Report. Black Minds News is to report, articulate, transmit, communicate, insinuate, develop, investigate, decode, unveil, spread the news, whether it's by news, video, website, or quotes from publications. As I articulate this information, I said the creator of the universe be here, heart, soul, mind, and spirit. Because why? The truth don't need no partner. As a descendant of the greatest people who created this land that we call the United States, we, the foundation, black Americans, bloodline historical, the black American descendants of slaves, we, the today's children, offspring, and present generation, we give honor to our ancestors. You know what the motto of my show is? I'm never gonna tell you what I heard. I'm only gonna tell you what I know. Today's date is April 2nd, 2020. April 2nd, 2020. Did you hear in LA? Well, seems like somebody decided to take on something that they had in their mind. A lot of people feeling apprehensive and uncertain about the future of tomorrow. And seeing that a lot of things that are happening, dealing with this coronavirus, that an opportunity arose for an individual who's seen that this might have been a chance for him to intervene. Based on what I'm about to display to you and show to you, he said that this was the only time he felt like this was the best time to do what he needed to get done. So, sit back for a second as we try to get into and delve into what took place in LA. For those who may not have heard, again, we are the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. Been out business for a little bit, but we plans to get back into it now because I think we need this kind of information on the daily. So just sit back as we gonna get into this, and welcome to the Black Minds News Report. Hey, how's y'all doing, everybody? Again, this is your host, Mr. Blows Your Minds, and welcome to Black Minds News Report. Again, I'm your host, Mr. Blows Your Minds. And first and foremost, for those who stayed around to see if Mr. Blows Your Mind was ever going to come back, welcome, family, to y'all being here once again. Black Minds News is back in to do what we're supposed to do. We got the call. And we've been looking at a lot of stuff that a lot of people out here doing, and we feel like that a lot of people are missing a lot of the news that they should be reporting on, right? So I guess it's incumbent that, which I do what I do. So again, if you are passing by, welcome. This is the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. We've been in the business almost 8 years, have over 2,900 plus subscribers. Can't get past 100 views. We are the most suppressed show there you can find. We have not been on the regular due to the simple fact that they made sure that I can't do, but I am back after again fighting once again to get back into it. Go down the aisle, see some things that you like. You happen to see something to make you feel some kind of way. Remember, the motto of my show is the truth don't need no partner. Now let me go ahead and let me show you what's going on here. Yeah, did y'all anybody see this here? Oh, did you see that right there? Right? It's talking about a trained engineer says he crashed in attempt to attack Navy hospital ship in LA. I'm going to say that again. train engineer, right, says he crashed in an attempt to attack Navy hospital ship in Los Angeles. This story is coming out of NPR. Today's date again is April 2nd, 2020. And this is what this article says. It says a train engineer told police in Los Angeles that he intentionally crashed his locomotive at high speed near the USN Mercy hospital ship in what seems to be a bizarre attempt to expose a perceived conspiracy. EDUARDO Moreno said he doesn't believe the ship is what they say it is for. According to the United States Attorney Office in Los Angeles, the freight locomotive was traveling at a very high speed when it crashed through barriers, plowed under a highway overpass, and skipped to a stop more than 250 yards from the Mercy. The ship was not harmed during the attack, and no injuries were reported. The Mercy is stationed in the port of Los Angeles to help cope with the coronavirus crisis. But Moreno, 44, told law enforcement officers after the incident Tuesday afternoon that he is suspicious of the United States military vessel. Quote, as state, you only get this chance once. The whole world is watching. I had to. People don't know what's going on here. Now they will. Moreno allegedly told a California Highway Patrol officer who apprehended him immediately after the incident. The ship officer, who was not identified, described watching the train smash into a concrete barrier at the end of the track, smash into a steel barrier, smash into a chain link fence, slid through a parking lot, slid across another lot filled with gravel, and smashed into a second chain link fence. Moreno then attempted to flee the scene, only to be taken into custody by the Highway Patrol officer. The attorney officer added that video footage recorded from inside the locomotive shows that at the time of the crash, Moreno was in the cab holding a lighted flare. Admitting to driving the train off its rail and towards the water, the engineer said that he did it out of the desire to wake people up. The United States Attorney Office said, citing an affidavit filed along with the criminal complaint. Moreno now faces a federal charge of 1 count of train wrecking, crime that carries a maximum penalty of 20 years in prison. The freight locomotive was operated by Pacific Harbor Line, which handles rail transportation and related services at the Port of Los Angeles. The Mercy arrived in LA over the weekend, part of a plan to use its 1,000 beds to relieve pressure on hospitals that are struggling to cope with the COVID-19 patients. The white ship is a former oil tanker that was converted into a full-service hospital. All right, so that there is what took place, according to what they say, as reported by NPR. Now, what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and let's do that, right? Let's go ahead, and what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to show you the actual footage of what took place, and then I will come back afterwards with a thought or two, right? So are we ready for that over there, sir? Are we ready? All right, go ahead. Let's go ahead, click that up, and let's go ahead and let's show this and be right back. Check this out, y'all.
I wonder if... Hey, TOC, is somebody trying to talk to me on Freak 6? Wonderful.
So we are back, right? So again, it's talking about a train engineer who told police from Los Angeles that he crashed his locomotive at a high speed near the United States Navy, what's called the Mercy Hospital ship, right? Name is Eduardo Moreno. And according to what it quotes in that paper, says that the ship is not what they say it's for. So it looks like Mr. Moreno has a ideal that that ship could be a Trojan horse, right? He's thinking that, yeah, they say that it's there to, relieve a lot of the pressure based on the simple fact that many of the hospitals are being overcrowded with patients who are coming in under being tested and having symptoms and being treated, that they're overwhelming, that they're looking for places to actually put people in. So the Navy decided to bring in 1,000 bed that is called this Mercy Hospital ship, right? The USNS, right? So Edward Moreno, who was a trained engineer, I guess you wouldn't think that a trained engineer would be somebody who would be done lost his marbles, right? So I don't see them kind of stating the fact that like he's not intelligent or anything like that, but somehow he's kind of, they've been talking about the conspiracy theories about a lot of stuff that people are putting out here. And it looks like that he was actually going, he was going to derail the train, go across the parking lots and do hella damage if he could have got there, right? Let me see something. Let me see if I could actually get the, let me go back and see if I can get that footage of that, right? Let me see if I can actually get the footage of how far he was actually traveling, trying to do what he was trying to do, because that was a long distance, right? So let me see if I can if I can pull that up. Let me see if I got that. Let me pull that up for everybody right here, because I've been, those who've been here for some time, how we do, but I've been, been putting a little work in over here, trying to get this all back and ready, because again, I fight so hard to get my show off the ground, and I'm finally just saying, it is what it is. We're going to do what we got to do. We as Black people, we need to have outlets that are talking more than just the trend, right? Because a lot of stuff people are doing, I don't, talk about other people's work. They do what they do, what they feel in their spirit that they think is necessary to bring light and attention. So I do my part based on what I see, right? So let me show you something here. Let me show you, let me show you how it looked on that overpass there. Let me see. Go ahead and show that, right? Now you see that, right? That's the expressway right there, right? And you can see the train down there underneath the underpass of that, right? Right, so you see that there, right? So he must have, I don't see where is the train tracks? I mean, how far was he already? I see the skid marks on the other side of the expressway there. Like you can see them skid marks there. I guess that's the end of the train there. I guess that's the end of the terminal where they pull in, but he was going to go across there. And matter of fact, let's go ahead and play. So I guess I could go ahead and play some more of that, right? So you could kind of see that, right? Look at the distance. I'll kind of stop it there, right? So you see there, you could see the skid marks, and kind of to the left there a little bit, you could see the train tracks. I guess it's going to show a little close up on this. So you see that as it get close, right? So that's that's some considerable distance that he came. Now, again, are we to believe this? Are we to take this wholeheartedly? Because, I mean, if that is the end of the line, why does the tracks come out to almost to the damn street, right? I mean, okay, maybe it's just me, right? Maybe it's just me. And so, according to what it looks like, it came up them tracks there, kind of went across, as they said, went through fence up under the underpath there, and somehow hit, what is that MOL? Is that part of the train, or that was some kind of roadblock? Right, so some kind of roadblock there, and it looks like okay, you get a good close up on this, a Pacific Harbor line, as I said. It's a kind of it, right? So, I mean, I guess you kind of see a good close up under there, right? And then you kind of see how much far the distance he is from his target, right? So, look at that ship, right? So I guess he believes that this ship that you see there is not what they say it is. He thinks that this is a Trojan horse. And there's a lot of people who are out here who are saying a lot of things, and, some people being a little apprehensive about what they're saying, but that's how he felt, right? Eduardo Moreno. So I'll give you this view here so you can see the distance. Now that is he still couldn't have got there, because look at the water, right? So how was he supposed to get to the ship? Is he gonna go up the ramp, and you get what I'm saying? He really was grasping straws, but he said, this was the opportunity. This is a once in a lifetime, and the whole world was looking, and so he felt like this is the opportunity to wake people up. So for some odd reason, he believes that people need to be woken up as to what was going on. And I guess as this case unfolds, maybe he's going to tell something that he knows. But due to the simple fact that everything that is going on right now, I'm pretty sure that'll get buried, right? You're not going to be able to get too much out and say it like that, right? But, you got to commend the person for if he believes, and again, if it's true. But, a lot of times when people know certain things, they try to chide it off and call it a conspiracy theory. So only till later on, unless they bury this case, and again, with so much being covered and so many people about dealing with the COVID and the numbers and so forth. So will we ever get it? But I guess you can bet your money on Black Minds News. We'll be looking for it, and we will reveal more information as more information comes out on it. So once again, I want to tell everybody, so those who did not know, that a train engineer said he crashed in an attempt to attack the Navy hospital ship in Los Angeles due to the simple fact that he believed that what you see is not, and what they say is not what they say. That he believes that it has another tactic to it, right? A lot of people believe in the simple fact that because everybody is in-housed, that this is a perfect time, like a Trojan horse, and maybe that's what he was thinking. So again, tell me what you think, and we will be coming with them one-hitters until I get back into it. So again, for those who like what you do what you do. And again, this is Black Minds News, and we ready to do this again? Can we go ahead and get it so we can get up out of here and get to the next one, sir? Appreciate that so much, sir. We would very much appreciate for your kind service here, right? So, okay, so let's get it, y'all. Ready to do that? All right, so go ahead and hit it. Hit it. All right, y'all. Again, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming over here, clicking on the video. Again, this is Black Minds News, the most hated show in the black corner of the internet, and we appreciate you for coming over here and giving us some time. Again, when you see your brother, greet your brother. What's good, brother? See your sister. What's good, sister? If you can't do that much, at least give a universal nod. For those who got allies, especially in the time we in right now, right? You gotta ask your allies a couple questions. Now this shit done got hot, right? And there's a possibility there's a lot of different foes that are happening here. Are they gonna stick with you when shit hits the fan? Or they gonna jump off because it's too hot? Ask your allies another question. Say, hey, have you ever heard of John Brown? If you heard of John Brown, why is it that white folks don't never, ever made a movie about John Brown? Either John Brown is a fictitious character, or he must be the most hated white man that was ever produced in this country. That a white man took his sons and went out against them to try to give what was righteously inalienable rights that they say in this country afforded to him. Well, you got to ask him that question again. I'm your host, Mr. Blow Your Minds, and it's been another Black Minds News Report. Until the next show, y'all. Peace, love. Until the next show. To the next show.